your door. Couldn't bear to call.
Welcome to the Radiant Enchantress show today. Thank you for joining us. Hello, everybody. I'm really excited to welcome Tricia Fogg to our show today. Tricia is a wife, mother of two, and a business leader who went on an extraordinary health journey in April of last year. She found herself in a situation where she was 75 pounds too heavy, always tired and mixed with emotions. She knew she needed to change, so in April of last year she took a stand for herself and committed to reclaiming her life. Over the next 6 months, she dialed in her diet and nutrition and redeveloped her habits and behavior patterns around food to lose 75 pounds. She hit her goal in October of last year, that would be 2017, and has kept it off ever since. Since then, she realized that she held the key to many people's prison and started the company Reclaim Strategies, with her husband, to help others reclaim their health through the same program she used to reclaim hers. Since that decision, she's worked with over 100 clients across the U.S. and has led those clients to lose a combined 2,500 pounds. That's 2,500 pounds. So let's welcome Tricia. So hello, everybody. I'm really happy to have Tricia Gunderson Fogg on this podcast with me today. We've known each other for probably 9-10 years or so, but we haven't connected in a long time, and I'm really interested in hearing how Tricia has come to be where she is today, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great snippets for our audience and how to lose weight and some of the things you can do to attain that. So welcome, Tricia. Great to hear your voice.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Jane. I'm super excited to be here. I'm super excited to share my story.
Great. And so why don't you just tell us a bit about yourself and how you got to this point in your life and what's happened to you in the last few years. That'd be awesome.
Sure. So I have to go back clear to growing up. Like, I grew up in an Italian family, so with that comes really good food. My parents, and especially my mom, she was really good about, she made us 3 hot meals a day. Breakfast before school, we ate lunch at school, and then a healthy dinner for the evening. And it was a rule we had to eat dinner together, which was awesome. That, it just created that bonding time, and it was just like non-negotiable. We just did it.
Yeah.
Well, we were super active. I was super active in high school, and I never worried about my weight. I never had to. It just wasn't a problem. I never stepped on a scale until I got to college. And what happened, everyone says you gain the freshman 15. Well, I'm pretty sure I gained more than that. But again, I wasn't used to getting on the scale, so I never did. But I noticed that my clothes started getting tight, and I was just like, well, that's weird. And I was cooking for myself, probably boxed foods, none of that healthy stuff that my mom was making. So just added up. Well, then I didn't have really any responsibility besides myself. So I worked a part-time job and went to college. And then one of my roommates asked me to go to a spin class. Well, I fell in love with it. I was working out 2 times a day just because I liked it. So I lost that weight. Then let's fast forward. I got married super young, about 20 years old. And my husband worked night shift. And I worked day shift. So we worked opposite schedules. And so I had no reason to cook for myself. So again, I was just eating fast food, food out of a box, didn't really feel like going to the gym, really had no reason, wasn't really motivated. So I started packing on the pounds then. Then I got pregnant 5 years later and had my daughter, but I gained a healthy amount of weight, like 60 pounds.
Wow.
I think my doctor got a little concerned with that. And I was sort of in denial. I was just like, yeah, I'll get rid of it. I'm not really that comfortable, but I'm sure it'll work itself out. And I would get on all these fad diets. I would try everything, you name it. I've tried it, and I would do really well, and I could lose weight. But I was on that yo-yo dieting roller coaster where I would be down some, up some, and this went on for years. And I remember when I got pregnant with my second child, my doctor said at my appointment, he just said, I really need you to watch your weight. Like, you really can't gain any weight on this pregnancy. Like, you're kind of high risk because of your weight.
Right.
That was one of the appointments and the only times that I went in my car and was like, whoa, like, that's scary. I'm surprised that he said that. And I'm like, oh, he's just a man. Like, he doesn't understand. Still, I was in a little bit of denial.
Yep.
I did get a little, I didn't gain too much weight with that pregnancy, but I was already overweight to begin with. So a little bit of a problem. But so I always thought about it from the outside looking in. I had a really good life. I had a really great job. I had a really good marriage. I've got beautiful kids, a house. Oh, everything was great. But really what nobody knows is at night, well, actually all the time, the only thing on my mind was how unhappy I was with myself. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to be in pictures. I was lucky that I didn't have any health issues at the time, just because I was eating, I'll say garbage, like whatever I wanted. I didn't really take anything into consideration. So it's all I thought about. So I was seriously, I remember a couple times at night just being like, just praying and being like, I just need like a strike of lightning. I need to be motivated. Like everybody else is out there getting healthy and learning how to eat right and exercising. And to me, that was just too daunting. I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to go back to the gym. I'm uncomfortable. I don't know how to feed myself. I'm working full time. I don't want to have to prep all these meals. And so I didn't really know where to go with that. But I still was a little bit in denial, just being like, oh, I'm just going to embrace my body. I'm going to love the body I'm in. But really, it was eating at me all the time. And like, no pun intended.
Yep.
It's all I thought about.
Yeah, I know. And I think a lot of people are like that.
Mm-hmm. So I really had a little bit of a wake-up call too. My mom, my family, runs in my family polycystic kidney disease. And my mom, it was at the point where she needed a kidney transplant. So she was looking for live donors, just because that's a whole nother story. But the list to get on the donor list is long and it takes years.
Yep.
I went to get tested and the doctor said, sorry, we can't even, we can only go this step of the testing, which was the very first step, but you need to lose at least 15 pounds for us to even consider you as a donor. So I just thought, wow, I can't even help a loved one because I've let my weight and my health get in the way. But I was still in denial because I didn't lose the weight. Luckily, she got a transplant from another family member, but still, like, that stuck with me. I was just like, I can't even help a family member out because I can't get, my mind and my eating and my health under control. So I just saw a friend post a before and after picture on Facebook, and I didn't even think she had weight to lose. I thought she looked great, which, and again, looks aren't everything, it's all internal too. But I hesitantly reached out to her and she told me a little bit about what she was doing. And I was just like, I was like, well, I had just enough hope to try it, but I went in super skeptical. I told my husband, do not tell anybody what I'm doing. I don't want anyone to know that I'm on yet again another journey to lose weight. They're going to roll their eyes and say, here she goes again, But I went into it and I tried it. And within 2 weeks, I didn't realize just how crappy I was feeling before. I already felt amazing and the weight just started melting off of me. And it was that moment where I thought, wow, like maybe this is the change I needed. And I don't think it was just like the diet portion or like the food that I was eating that was controlled. My mind started to change, and then I could again see possibilities that weren't there before. And so my father-in-law came into town from Las Vegas to visit us, and we were just 2 weeks in the program. And let me back up a little. I was scared to tell my husband that I was even going to try anything because I thought that he would be like, oh my gosh, here you go. But he was like, I think you should try it, and I'm going to do it with you, just to create that extra support. And I have some pounds to lose too. So I was like, great. I was like, we're going to do this together.
Awesome.
Yeah. So 2 weeks in, my father-in-law came into town, and he just was like, something's different about you too. I don't know what it is. And he didn't know we were on a program or even working on our health at all. He just said, but whatever you guys are doing, I want to do it too. And so we started talking to him a little bit about it. And he was like, that's great. I'm going to do it too. And we're like, okay. I was like, great. I'm going to get you in contact with my coach. And he's like, no. He's like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it with you. Like, I want you to coach me and guide me through this program. And I laughed because I was like, yeah, right. Like I'm barely into this. I'm not even like to my goal weight. This is just the beginning stages of my journey. And he said, that's okay. He's like, you know enough, and the changes that I see in you, like I trust you enough to do it. So that's how we started coaching. My husband, Bobby, said, you have to do it. My dad has been fairly overweight his whole life. I've never seen him even do any program or worry about his weight. He's like, you have to help him. And so that's how we came into it. And from there, it's just grown. But like I said, Bobby and I have lost a combined total of 105 pounds. So I lost 75 of those pounds in 6 months. And that was no working out. That was just controlling everything that went into my mouth.
Wow. That's amazing. That is such an awesome story. And that you both did it together, which is really, I think, very important.
I agree. I think that level of accountability just helped so much. We were there to cheer each other on. And then I was really proud of both of us, just because once we committed, we were just committed. And then once we started feeling a little bit better, it just got easier and easier. And I was just like, why didn't I try this sooner? I wish I would have found this sooner. So
yeah, sometimes you're just not ready to receive those things.
I agree. I think stuff comes into your life at the time it's supposed to. And I think it came at a really good time. So
great. So you actually coach people probably all over the world, or maybe just in the US.
Right now it's just the US. Yeah. So my husband and I started a company called Reclaim Strategies. And what we do is we help people reclaim their lives by the trilogy of health. That's healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. And so, just at first it was all about me. I was really selfish. I just wanted to fix me and fix my weight and deal with that. But the best part, I think the biggest discovery I had through this process is there's so many other people struggling with the same thing. And the community that we're trying to create, I mean, there's lots of communities, but we try to create a community where other men and women just can have that direct support and guidance in the same thing. It's just opened up tons of other possibilities. Not only does it hold us accountable, but we're able to relate with someone when everybody might think they're alone in this. That's how I felt. I felt like I was the only one that struggled as much as I did, And so
no, definitely not.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because I was super naive. I just thought like nobody has these struggles that I have. Nobody's mind thinks like me. Like I tended to be such a negative thinker. I was so hard on myself, like, oh, you don't deserve to be healthy. Like, look at how you're eating. It's just crazy what the mind does. So.
Wow. So how does, you talk about the finance aspect of this. So how does the finance aspect work with this whole program?
Well, so when we deal with the healthy body first, because that's, it doesn't really have to be weight loss, but most of the people that come to us have a little bit of weight to lose, or maybe a lot, it doesn't matter. But we get that in check first. Then we work on the mind with education and habits of health. And, we're always, listening to podcasts or things. And then when healthy finances come, Bobby and I are also showing people how to guide others through the program and coach. And so that helps with the finances as well. So we're able to help teach people what we're doing as well, because our main goal is right now it's to get America healthy. Eventually it'll be, right now it's get America healthy. And so to do that, we're only, 2 people, and there's so many people in the world that we want to train others to be able to coach people along this journey too. And with that comes finances, along that. So.
Gotcha. Okay. And so do you do this purely through Facebook, or how have you grown your connections?
So first it started with just word of mouth. Like I talked about my father-in-law and how he saw a different change in us. And then, people, that's the reason we became coaches, because people around us were like, whoa, like, what are you doing? We've seen a huge transformation. And this is way before we got to our goal weight. Like it was totally our mind and how we were talking and how we were acting. And it was just crazy. So at first it was word of mouth. And then I did use Facebook. I just put a before and after picture, and then it just blew up because, you reach so many more people with Facebook.
Right.
Or social. So people just started reaching out from everywhere. So I did use Facebook. It was word of mouth. We do lots of referral based because we do like to keep this personal. We don't have a website where we send people and like, here, just fill out this form. We actually want people to contact us. And so we can have a conversation with them so we can hear about where they are at in their health right now, and where they want to be, and how we can help them. There's a few variations to the program, just depending on everybody's goals and needs. So we want it to be personal because we're going to walk step by step with everybody in this journey so they're not alone. So
that's awesome that it's so personal, because a lot of these programs out there, I'm not going to name any, but you all know them. Yeah. You get to be a number in a box or whatever it is. And so I really like the idea that you actually do this personal coaching for people. So do you have, once you get someone signed up, is it like a monthly call, or how do you manage it?
The way that works is it's a weekly call, actually.
Okay.
When someone first starts, we do just a series. It's like a consultation. We just ask, we want to hear where people are at and where they want to be. And then we figure out what program would work for them. And then we help them get on the program. Then we actually check in the first 4 days as they start, because the first couple of days of any program is rough because you're detoxing from everything that you've been doing. And it's a huge adjustment. You're changing up your schedule a little bit because you're eating so often, these smaller meals. But so we check in actually by phone the first few days, and then it's weekly after that. So we're in constant contact. And if someone needs to contact us, they can actually reach out anytime. But it's my coaching days are Mondays right now. So every Monday I'm checking in with someone or checking in with the person and calling them and seeing, how'd your week go? What were your struggles? What should we focus on? Stuff like that. So it's constant contact. We actually have a secret Facebook page too, where there's over 20,000 people in there that are either on the program or thinking about it, or they're also coaches that are on the program. So once we have that consultation, we add people to that group. So that creates just another community aspect. So no one is ever alone on this program.
That's awesome. And so the initial consultation, is that free, or how does that work?
Yep, the initial consultation is free. It takes about anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, just depending on how many questions someone has or how deep we have to dig into what's going on.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. That is free.
Okay. So very cool. So that's great program, and I think it's awesome the way you're doing it and making it so personalized. So do you have any books that you refer to often? I know you sent me a whole list, but we like to have a resource page on our website at magical.earthwomen.com. So I like to post some books that people talk about during the podcast. So what's your favorite? What do you go back to more and more often, most often?
So it wasn't any of the books that I sent you. I love to read. I read about 60 plus books a year. So I'm always reading.
Wow.
Everything from self-help to, I really like, World War II novels just for fun. But and I listen to lots of Audible, but one ebook that I refer to a lot is called Stop, Challenge, Choose. And I'll share that with you, but okay. It's basically an ebook that I use all the time in my life. I use it for everything now, but it used to be for food. If I would go to a party, I would use Stop, Challenge, Choose. And what it is I stop and I assess the situation, because I'm drawn to food. Lots of parties have food, and I'm just using this as an example. I stop and I assess the situation. And I say, and then I challenge it. I challenge it. Is this going to help me move me closer to my goals? Do I really want that? Why do I want that? How am I feeling? Am I just doing it because I'm used to doing that at a party? Is it a habit? So I challenge it. And then I choose, because everything is a choice. I can choose to have some of the food and I get to choose what I have, or I choose not to. But it's a choice. It's not like I can't have it. I choose not to, or I choose to have it. So I use that in lots of aspects of my life. I will share that ebook because it is super helpful. I use it daily.
That's an awesome way to think about everything, right?
Yes, everything, not just food.
Right. And do you have any specific mentors in your life that have helped push you in this direction, or just in general?
Yeah, I'm really blessed and to have a lot of mentors in my life, and a few of them, I'm sure, but yeah. One is my brother, Garrett Gunderson. He's an author and a speaker, and I've worked for his company for about 9 years, but he is just one of those people. I just really look up to him, the way he handles his life. If someone does him wrong, like the way he deals with that is he's not mad, he's not angry, he just deals with it, he moves on. And then usually he reaches out to that person and says, hey, what's going on? I look up to him for his health. He's really committed to his health. He might have done it different than me, but I remember going on vacations and he'd be like, hey, do you want to come work out with me? We'd be on vacation. I'll be like, we're on vacation. He's just so dedicated. He says that he's going to do something and he does it, and he just makes that, a priority. And so I really look up to him a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, because he's one of the people that changed our lives. So
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Very grateful to have him
Me
in
too.
our lives, and very grateful that I know you because of it. So, so that's so cool. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience today?
I do want to say this, like, I wish I would have discovered this sooner, but if whatever's going on in your life and you want to make a change, but you don't know how, what I say is just to reach out to someone. If you're struggling with your weight, it doesn't have to be me that you reach out to, but reach out to someone, because people are there and they want to help you. Don't feel bad about reaching out and helping, because if I wouldn't have reached out to my friend who posted on Facebook, I wouldn't be where I am today, and my life would be drastically different. I would probably still be in denial and still be unhealthy. My husband would still be at a corp job working so many hours, and I would never get to see him. This has just opened up so many possibilities and surrounded me with a great community. Maybe I wouldn't even be talking to you, Jane. So I just want to encourage everyone that if you're struggling with something, you're usually in control. You might not be in control of the situation, but you're in control of how you react to it and what you do moving forward. So if you have an issue in your life, please reach out to someone, because there is someone that wants to help you and get you going in the right direction, someone who cares.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I totally agree with you. And that's why, one of the reasons why we're doing these podcasts and just offering solutions to people free of charge, so that they can know what's out there, who can help them, and which way they might want to go.
Yes, I love that you're doing that. And I really appreciate this group, and I love being a part of it. So thank you for accepting me into that. It's been awesome. I love it.
Oh, I love to have you around. It's nice to be reconnected with you after all these years.
Yeah, you as well.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time today, Tricia, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon.
You as well. Thanks so much, Jane.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Aria.
You are a goddess.
We hope you enjoyed this enchanting conversation today, and we look forward to having a new conversation with you in our next show. Our shows will be broadcast approximately every 2 weeks. We wish you much love and light in your life today. Thank you.